G'day mates, Paul.K.Dragon here. I just thought I'd do a review on Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. And I needed something to play because Call of Duty is in a very terrible state right now. I just couldn't really take it anymore. Went right back to Final Fantasy XIV, and let's just say it's a good thing I did. Although Call of Duty could really learn a lot from Final Fantasy XIV, and in order for Call of Duty to learn from Final Fantasy XIV, we have to go back to Final Fantasy XIV 1.0. And Final Fantasy 1.0, it was in a very terrible state. The maps were mostly copy and pasted from each other. Gil was flying all over the place. It takes ages to even swap classes. There were plenty of bugs and glitches, and it received very terrible scores on Metacritic until Square Enix just decided, yeah, we're gonna shut the whole servers down and start over from scratch. Not after showing us the best cutscene ever, where Primal Bahamut just did nothing but wreck the whole thing and just gave us a fireworks show. But after years of starting over from scratch, we got Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, and let's just say it's very impressive and far better than Final Fantasy 1.0 delivered. There's far less bugs and glitches, there's new mechanics to learn, a lot more content being added, the environment is gorgeous to look at, and the music just adds on to it, making the visuals even more appealing than they already are. The combat is far better. There's two types of classes to choose from: Disciples of War and Disciples of the Hand. When Disciples of the Hand are like your basics things like smithing your own weapons, smithing your own armor, cooking, doing leather work, chopping wood, you pretty much name it, while the Disciples of War are all about the combat, such as Black Mage, Red Mage, White Mage, Gladiator class, there's the Pugilist class, and there's plenty of classes to try out, and there's upgrades too. And unlike the Call of Duty community, Final Fantasy's community is great. There's always new people for you to meet, and you can make friends easily. And I want to give a special shout out to Freedom Chat, also known as the Purple Dragons. They helped me get into the game. I was able to meet new people very quickly. I was able to make a lot of great friends there, and it's just been a blast. They helped me out in a lot of ways. They taught me the ins and outs of the game, and it's fantastic. And despite how amazing Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn is, I do have a few nitpicks here and there. For one, the game is not being very specific when it comes to a few explanations. For one, you do have an armory chest where you can put all your equipment in, and when you're trying to swap classes but your armory chest is full on a certain slot, like it always comes up with a notification saying your armory chest is full. But where is it? Is it full in my helm slot? Is it full in my body armor slot? Is it full on my leg slot? Like, where is it full on? It doesn't really specify of what they meant by your armory is full. Another example of the game not being very specific is when you accept a quest and the only explanation you got out of it is complete this character's trial, where the game doesn't tell you of what that trial is until you realize it's a leave quest in that specific area. You activate it, you complete it, and then you realize the quest is telling you about that leave quest. Yeah, the game doesn't do a good job being very specific when it comes to explaining things. And when it comes to a dungeon, there are some players that try to speed run it, and either two things happen. One is they attract every mob in the area. In other words, they pull a
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him! Oh geez, stick to the plane! Oh geez.
Thank you, Leroy Jenkins. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually played this game now. And either when it comes to a story-driven cutscene, like the Ultimate Weapon, they speed-run the quest so fast, you try to play catch-up, either you're stuck combating enemies along the way, being stuck on objects, trying to catch up with them, you're stuck watching cutscenes for an hour, and by the time you catch up with them, the quest is already over. And your experience with the quest is just ruined. But above all of that, Final Fantasy XIV is a great game, and I highly recommend you do check it out and play it for yourself. There is a trial that you can play for classes up to level 60, but in order to experience the full game, you have to do the subscription, which is not much. I paid about $20 a month, which is pretty good. You can actually pay by using your Steam account, which is also great as well. But once you get past the subscriptions, it does take a while to learn the mechanics of the game. There are players and there are groups that can actually help you out to learn the ins and outs of the game here and there. But once you get to learn everything and get past everything, it is a great game to play, and I highly recommend you go and try it out. And as of this recording right now, the game has a new expansion called Endwalker, which they just released last year. And I haven't even gotten through A Realm Reborn yet, so I haven't seen everything Final Fantasy XIV has to offer yet. And by the time of this recording, it has been announced that Final Fantasy XIV is finally getting Oceania servers. So Australian people like myself can finally play the game on Oceania servers, which is fantastic. But yeah, if you're sick and tired of Call of Duty and want something fun to play with a great community, try out Final Fantasy XIV for yourself. Once you get past all the hoops and hurdles, it's a great way to experience it. And if you want to play along with me in general, I am on the Chaos servers in the Ragnarok world. I'm Paul.K.Dragon, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Later!